A new public affairs survey released on Friday for the state of Arizona has revealed that both Donald Trump, the Republican presidential candidate that's going to be on the ballot in Arizona, and Kari Lake, the Republican Senate candidate who is also going to be on the ballot in Arizona this year, they're both failing big time. Now, according to this new survey, which does unfortunately have a bit of a problematic margin of error that's about 4.5%, so I don't like that, and I'm not putting a ton of stock into it, but it does echo what other polls are also finding, so it is worth mentioning. Here's what the poll found. Right now, Vice President Harris has 44.4% of the vote in Arizona if the election were held today. Donald Trump, on the other hand, has 41.6% of the vote, so a difference of almost 3 points, but within that 4.5-point margin of error. But a 3-point lead in a swing state like Arizona, which Arizona is now a swing state, is huge. 11 electoral college votes at stake here. And as I mentioned, it's not just Trump that's getting clobbered here. Kari Lake is losing. You know, she just recently got the official nomination. She is the candidate. And she's losing to Democratic opponent Ruben Gallego by 11 points. Kari Lake is losing by double digits. So even if you factor in that margin of error, you're still losing by 6.5%, Kari. The state of Arizona absolutely hates you. And they tried to make that clear in the 2022 gubernatorial election, but you apparently didn't learn that lesson. So I don't know how many times they're going to have to teach you that lesson, Kari, but you're going to learn it again this coming November. Let me read this. The poll found that more Democrats said they would support Harris than Republicans said they would support Trump. About 86% of Democrats said they would back the vice president at the top of the ticket, while about 79% of Republicans said the same of the former president. Yikes. So it's not just that Harris is polling ahead of Donald Trump, it's that Donald Trump doesn't even have 80% of Republicans in the state behind him. That's even worse than losing to Harris by 3 points. It shows that you do not have a unified Republican coalition in Arizona. They are not excited to vote for you, and because they're not excited, that makes them more inclined to stay home. And then, of course, the poll showed Gallego pulling in 49.6% of the vote, while Lake received about 38.6%. About 9% said they didn't know or refused, while 2.6% said they would vote for another candidate. So even if Kari Lake were to get all of the support from the people who do not know and have already said they're not voting for either, even if she got every single one of those people, she wouldn't even be ahead by a full percentage point. That's how poorly Kari Lake is doing. And again, the people of Arizona knew this. They rejected her in 2022. It's only because the Republican movement, the conservative MAGA movement, kept Kari Lake's name out there that she's even in this position today. She should have just faded into obscurity. But because she fought the election results for her failed election and lost all of those cases, by the way, MAGA put her on stage. They gave her speaking slots at all the big CPAC events and the Turning Point events and all the other idiot events. They made her what she is. They convinced her, you can keep doing this. And now, based on the current polling, it's not just going to cost them a possible Senate seat in Arizona. It's going to humiliate them on the national level and could be enough, the hatred of Kari Lake could be enough that the state stays blue for yet another presidential election cycle. Hi everyone, this here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.